Hello, welcome to my channel. Again, I'm Maxine Whitfield, and I do emotional healing. And my journey and my desire is to help all of you with any kind of emotional issues that you possibly could have. So I'm doing various subjects. And today, my subject is how to have a happy and healthy relationship. Now, I know all of you have issues with relationships, ideas about how they should be, and why are they not working out the way you have planned. And why do we fall in love and have these great times together, and then all of a sudden, it ends in drama, it ends in pain, and then you look at that person and you go, who are you? I don't even really know you. And so I'm here to explain to you what the problem is. The problem is that we've been taught to look outside of ourselves for love. And actually, we've been taught to look outside of ourselves for happiness, for joy, for everything. So we become lonely, and then we want to find a partner to make us happy. And then you might meet a man who says, oh, I'm here to make you happy, and that's not his job. And it's not anybody's job to make you happy. It's your job to make you happy. So how do you overcome this? Well, all that love that you feel or have ever felt for another person is the love that you should feel for yourself. Everything comes from within and then it goes out. And instead, it's been doing that. It's been based on lies. And a lot of the lies have been propaganda. And they come from books and stories and romantic comedies. And, they tell you about the white picket fence and you're going to meet the prince charming or the princess charming and live happily ever after. And that never happens. And that doesn't happen because that situation leads to anxiety and pain. And that's because it's based on selfishness and possessiveness and control. Now think about it. Think back in your last relationship or your current relationship. Are you happy? Do you want your partner to change to make you happy? Because if you want to be into the right relationship, it is imperative that you love yourself first, 100% unconditionally. Your partner does not come into your life to make you happy and to be at your beck and call. In fact, relationships shouldn't even have expectations or expectations to any outcomes. That's all wrong too. Because if you expect something and it doesn't happen, then you get angry. And I don't think a lot of you realize your control issues. How you control people and then get angry that they don't behave the way you think they should. And for instance, you might send a text message to your man or your female partner expecting, see, you're having an expectation that that person's going to love hearing from you and respond right away. And then if that person doesn't respond right away, what do you say? Ugh, what an asshole. I am never going to go out with him, her ever again. They don't care about me. They don't pay attention to me. I need people to pay attention to me. Wrong. Nobody needs to do anything for you like that. It's not about that. And if you loved yourself unconditionally, you wouldn't even think about things like that. So what do? And what does it mean to love yourself unconditionally? Because if I had $1 for every single person who told me that they loved themselves, I'd be a millionaire. Because nobody on this planet loves themselves. I know about unconditional love. And I practice it and I study it and I focus on it and always on myself But I don't love myself 100%, not yet. It's a process. It takes time. And it takes time because it's not just this lifetime that you've learned how to have relationships or how you've been taught how to have relationships. No one's been taught the proper way at all. Because when you love yourself 100% unconditionally, it's not about you looking at yourself in the mirror and go, oh, I love you. And then you turn around and go, oh, I hate my hair. I'm so fat. I need to go on a diet. Maybe I need to have plastic surgery. That right there is broadcasting that you don't love yourself. The other situation is that we've been taught to do for others. And if we don't do for others, we're selfish. In fact, the other day someone said, well, if you love yourself, that's being selfish. You see, it's a brainwash, crazy attitude idea that's been put out to the world. And that's not true either. Because it's not about being selfish and self-centered and narcissistic. It's about loving yourself so you can have a relationship with someone unconditionally. And unconditional relationships mean I'm not going to try to change you. I'm going to allow you to be who you are. And I am happy, happy, happy without you in my life. So I don't need you in my life to make me happy. I don't need you in my life at all. I would love to have a partner who is supportive, who has the same wants and needs that I have. But that doesn't mean I control that person. That doesn't mean I can tell that person what they can and cannot do. That doesn't mean that I carry jealousy and anger and ego. No, that's not love. That's selfish possessiveness, which leads to anxiety and pain. Does that make sense? I'm sure if you look back, you can relate to everything I'm talking about. So in any case, the other situation is someone calls you up on the phone and wants to do something, and you don't want to do it. But you do it because you feel like you should, or you have to, or that person does all this stuff for you, so you owe it to them. That is telling your body and yourself that that person is much more important than you are, hence you don't love yourself. So you don't go out and be that people pleaser. Haven't you noticed that people pleasers complain all the time? I do this for you, I do that for you. I'm the best woman you've ever had. I'm the best man you've ever had. You're never going to find anyone as good as me. Blah, blah, blah. It's a people pleaser doesn't love themselves because they're going outside of themselves to try to please someone, when in fact really what they're doing is trying to control that person, trying to take charge, trying to have possessive issues created by all that concept of thought. So you love yourself unconditionally, and that's the law of attraction. The law of attraction states that when you love yourself unconditionally, you can only attract another person who loves you as much as you love yourself. And you see, you don't love yourself, so you don't attract that diamond relationship. See, it's not that difficult. All you need to do is change your direction, change your thought. If you're not in a relationship, then focus on loving yourself. And then in the meantime, write down a list of what you would like in your next relationship. And when you write down a list, it actually gives your guides an information on the type of man or woman that you're searching for. and then they bring that person to you. So you write out the list, all the qualities that you want, all the things that are important to you, but you leave out materialistic ideas. Because relationships aren't about finding people to support you financially, etc. Okay? So you write down your list, and then if you meet somebody and you have a date, you don't start out your date wondering and worrying, oh, I wonder if that person will like me. I wonder if that person will accept me. It's not about the other person. Again, if you think that, then you don't love yourself. The words that go into your head should be, I wonder if that person is good enough for me. Is that person a match for me? That's all that matters. It doesn't matter about how you appear to that other person. Because when we don't want to continue dating somebody or meet somebody and we're not interested in them, especially if it's like online dating or whatever, then it's just not meant to be. You're just not a match. But so many people take it personally, like, oh, what's wrong with me? I can never find anyone to love me. Well, you can't find someone to love you because you don't love yourself. You see, it still comes back to you. And what are you attracting? You attract your feelings. When you love yourself, that's a feeling. So you attract someone to love you like you love you. If you have feelings of inadequacies, then you attract men or women who are inadequate or insecure. There's so many insecure people out here, and then you attract that type of person. If you aren't honest with yourself in any shape or form, then you will attract liars. Because a person who lies to you is mirroring you. Everybody is a mirror of you. So it's not like, oh, he or she is a liar and a cheater. No. Oh, wow. You know what? I'm lying to myself. Let me think about what it is that I could possibly be lying to myself about. Maybe I'm lying to myself about how I love myself, and maybe I'm just not ready. Which brings me to another type of relationship. You meet people over and over again who aren't available. They live out of the state, out of country. They have horrible jobs where they work. They travel all over the place. That person's not available. And what are they mirroring you? What are they telling you? They're saying, you're not available. That's it. You can actually check your growth in any shape or form by how other people react to you, or how other people treat you. Because anyone who annoys you is mirroring you and showing you what you do. And so many people will say, oh, I don't do that. Sorry, you do that. It's called your shadow self. We all have a shadow self. And the shadow means it's behind you or on the side of you. It's the dark side of you. Dark meaning you don't know it. You're not aware of it. You don't see it. And so that person is letting you know what you need to work on. And that's it. Always be thankful for challenges. Always be thankful when you're annoyed by somebody, because that annoyance that person is doing is what you do, and you need to own up to that. Now you can just, spend some time in thinking back in some of your relationships, thinking about situations with your friends, with ex-husbands, with your current husband, with your current girlfriend, your current boyfriend. And you know what? If you're in a relationship at this particular time that's not working, then you need to get out of it. Because you can't, create or bring to you the love that you're searching for until you are healed yourself. Now, if you have minor issues with this person and you could possibly work things out, then you create your future with that person. Or if you're single, you can create that man or woman that you want by acting that you already have that person. So this is how that works. You are your own creator. God has given you his creator abilities. So every thought you have, everything you think, everything that comes out of your mouth, you create. So it is extremely important, number one, to always be positive. And don't complain about your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband. Maybe they're great, but they're filthy, or maybe they're messy, or maybe you want the man in your life to bring you flowers. And then you complain and you bitch and you whine that, and nag that you don't do this, you don't do that, blah, 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 blah. Well, first off, nobody needs anything from anybody. But if that's your love language, because we all have a love language, what makes us happy, and if flowers happens to be your love language, then all you need to do is say, I'll just make up a name. Let's say Johnny is not in existence yet. I have written down a list about Johnny, what I want. And as I'm, writing this list and I'm, being very positive about it and I have it tucked away, whatever, and that person hasn't shown up, of course, because I just wrote my list, then I'm going to say, Johnny is the best person in the whole world. He's exactly what I'm looking for. And you know what? He always brings me flowers. Thank you, Johnny, for being who you are. And if you're already married and your man doesn't bring you flowers, just say, my husband brings me flowers all the time. He's just so wonderful, so thoughtful, so romantic. Whatever you want him to be, you put it out in your future, and then he will do that. But if you put out into your future that he's mean, then he'll stay mean. If he's cheap, he'll be cheap. I mean, whatever you spout out of your mouth, whatever you think in your mind, you create. So, learn to love yourself 100% unconditionally. Understand that relationships are not about jealousy. They're not about control. They're not about possessiveness. No, they're about unconditional love. Can I love you unconditionally? Can I accept you for everything that you are, just the way you are? Can we be partners? Can we be supportive of each other? And then, are you friends? Do you enjoy doing things together? Do you have the same ideas about life? Then there you go. And you know what? Not all relationships, anyway, are meant to be in your life forever. So that old school about, your grandparents telling you that in our generation, we just stuck with it. We just stayed married whether we didn't want to, and we worked it out. Bravo. Is that actually the right thing to do? No, because some people come into your life for lessons, and they're only in your life for a temporary purpose, and that's it. I mean, everybody has different soul growth. Everybody has different ideas. Everybody has different lessons. You don't know what anyone's lesson is. You don't know anything about that person's soul. And you know what? You don't need to know, because the only person you need to know is yourself. And then you focus on all the positive things about yourself. Don't say negative things about yourself. If you want to lose weight, don't say I'm fat, I can never lose weight, because then you won't, because you create it. So just say, I'm beautiful inside and out, and everything that I eat flows freely through my body. My body always is at its perfect weight? Are you following positive, positive, positive? And then to create your future, what you want to happen in the future is what you are thinking today. So I hope this helps you. And anytime, like I've said, if you'd like to have a personal session with me, you can contact me on my website, and it's on the bottom of the video. And you can leave me messages on this video and give me contact information, and I'd be glad to contact you or answer any of your questions. So you have a beautiful, blessed day. And remember, everything happens for a reason, and everyone needs to love themselves unconditionally. Thanks for listening.